When you think of figure skating, what passes through your mind? Maybe Yuzuru Hanyu, Sasha Trusova, or other great figure skaters. But have you ever questioned yourself how all started? It is believed that skating was created in Scandinavia, 3000 before Christ, but many say that it was in the United Kingdom or even the Netherlands. The exact place and date is still unknown. During winter, it was common to tie bones to their shoes in order to slide and pass the lakes. They started to use good blades instead of bones later. It was a way of transport, and because of that, roller skates were created, as a way of transportation used during the rest of the year. Figure skating started in the 17th century as ballet on ice. Also, in 1572, the first iron blades were created, and 60 years later, the first skating club was founded in Edinburgh. In 1864, the American skater Jackson Haynes apported the artistry and the ballet knowledge, taking into account that it was a technical sport without artistry. He is considered as the founder of modern figure skating. In 1879, the first artificial rink was founded in England, and the first speed skating world championship was held in the Netherlands. 3 years after that, the ISU, International Skating Union, was founded. The first international figure skating competition happened in 1882 in Vienna. The competition had 3 parts: obligatory figures, most known nowadays in roller skating, in which the skater had to follow a pattern or figure in the ice. The specific figures, in which the skater could choose the figure they were about to do. This wasn't the most liked discipline. And finally, and of course, the free program, in which they do jumps, spins, well, all the type of things you usually see in figure skating. During the first competitions, the men were the only ones who competed. The regulations did not exclude women, so in 1905, Madge Agers decided to compete either way, and she got in second place. After this, the ISU prohibited women to compete, but 2 years later they allowed it by creating a separate category. In 1908, the pair category was created, allowing both men and women to compete at a high and equal level. Figure skating debuted at 1908 Olympics in London as an exhibition sport. Hockey and figure skating became one of the official Olympic sports. Sadly, nowadays, roller skating isn't considered as an Olympic sport, even though it is quite similar. Because of the way the competitions were and how the athletes were punctuating during these competitions, in 1874 they introduced the free program, in order to have an opportunity to recover after a bad, short program. Ice dance wasn't part of World Championships until 1976, when it was introduced to the public. Figures were part of singles score until 1969, when they counted as the 60% of the final score, and then it started to decrease its value until it was eliminated in 1991 as a consequence of the transmission by live stream. The most recent system is based on a sum of the total score. This system was endorsed after the scandal during Salt Lake 2002 Olympics, and now the skater also have access to more detailed punctuation and feedback. The current system that's used in ice skating competitions is scored in 2 parts: the technical score and the components, allowing the skaters to have higher scores. There still are 9 judges and technical specialists, but they have different functions in order to have a correct score. Until 2006, the punctuation system was the 6.0. It was composed by 9 judges that punctuate the performance between 1 and 10, and the points were summed and divided in 9. In roller skating was in 2019 when the new system, Rollart, was introduced in order to improve the scoring system and add more importance to the artistic part of the sport. This system is based in three main points: the quality of elements, level of difficulty, and components. During its evolution, figure skating had men doing quad jumps and triple axel, but it was until 1988 when Midori Ito landed the first triple axel in the ladies' field. Since then, very few ladies try it and succeed landing the triple axel. And since then, also in roller skating went some triple axels in the men's field, but not as common as ice skating. In 2018, Alexandra Trusova became the first woman landed two quads, something that was only done by men. Since then, and in order to win a competition in that field, the ladies had started to train Ulte-C elements. In 2022 Olympics, the great Yuzuru Hanyu trained and attempted the most complicated jump ever, the quad axel, which basically consists in 4.5 rotations in the air before landing. Even though he didn't succeed, he was certified as the first man in history to try that jump. Also, a 17-year-old boy, Ilya Malinin, became the first person in history to land that jump in an international competition. Figure skating is always improving, and this only proves that when time passes, the most difficult jumps and combinations will be attempted. Even though there are still a lot of rule changes and scandals, the sport will remain as one of the most important Olympic sports. And we're still waiting if someday roller skating could be considered as an Olympic sport too, but that's a topic for another video.